Hey there everyone, Monarch here, and, well, here I am with yet another ramble video. I know I recently made one all the way back in December, but that one was more so for me to talk about what was going on with the channel recently, the big project I was working on with the end of year highlights, and how I wouldn't be able to do anything else at that point, which really didn't leave a lot of room for me to talk about and reflect on 2024 as a year, or say what projects I wanted to work on definitively. That was brought up a little bit, but nothing was put out besides just a few ideas. So, I want to remedy that. I want to talk about right here and now my thoughts on 2024 as a year, the projects I worked on, get a little bit sentimental, and also talk about what you can expect within this year. And I guess there's no better place to start than with 2024, which, if I'ma be real, was an incredibly good year. Back in the 2023 Recollection video, I recall that I didn't exactly set out a goal compared to the other years. I said a few things in terms of what videos I wanted to work on, but other than that, I made no concrete goal on what this year would be about. I mainly chalked it up to a let's see what happens kind of vibe. I just wanted to go with the flow, and more importantly, to focus on videos that I would be proud of. And I can say that with 2024, I accomplished that goal in spades. Without a Monster Hunter game releasing that year, that provided me with a lot of time to focus on other ideas, individual projects, and topics that I wanted to talk about, instead of focusing on highlights or episodes of the newest monster that just came out. And that opportunity gave me some of my finest works ever in terms of scripted videos. I know I say that a lot every year. It feels like that I'm constantly saying, oh wait, this is now my new favorite scripted video. Oh, now this is my proudest work. But I do think I really mean it with the videos I made last year, because there were quite a few good videos last year, and ones that also really managed to hit right in terms of the algorithm. There was the Elder Dragons video, and if there was a problem with them. There was then the Q&A follow-up to that video, which was more of a ramble style, answering the comments and other things about that. There was the For You Apex and Whitestone video, where I got to channel a little bit of that ramble, angry energy a little bit in scripted form. Then there was the Guylands video that followed up from that, and I overall enjoyed that video. I liked the different format I took with that video in terms of the Guylands staying around shots, how I was posing myself in these individual shots and using that as like the new cutaways or when I was talking, compared to the usual assets that I would use in other videos. And of course, there was the video I am without a doubt the most proud of that year. The Monster Hunter, Ceadeus, and What It All Means to Me video. I cannot explain enough how much I enjoyed making that video. Because at the end of the day, I always want to make my videos with passion. I want to put heart and soul into it. I want to make a video not just for the sake of making a video or getting it out for a quota or whatever. Now, that's not to say I abandoned heart and soul entirely. The highlights are a good example of heart and soul, and, you know, capturing this moment in time, recontextualizing it with music and edits and all that. But some videos in the past, looking back, I felt like were perhaps made out of obligation or going too far into a super serious, critical, analytical kind of YouTuber vibe, which nothing wrong with that, but ultimately kind of drifted me farther away from that passion, that heart and soul. And I think that's part of the reason why creating that video, the CDS video, was such an intriguing and engaging process for me. Because it wasn't just debating what's good or what's bad, it's talking about my experience with this franchise, a franchise that means so much to me, that is my favorite franchise of all time, and my journey with it, how I started out with this franchise, how I grew up with it, growing up with the games as they released one by one, how it became my favorite franchise, how it encouraged me to get into YouTube and video making, how my channel became Monster Hunter focused. I got to know friends and other people because of Monster Hunter. I have a place now because of his franchise. And going into the year of a 20th anniversary, all those feelings just hit all the harder. And it was super sweet. And clearly, there was a lot of positive reception to that kind of content in the community. And of course, it wasn't just Monster Hunter. There are a couple of other things I did that year, like with the Fine Game Supers countdown, or making the highlight of me ranking the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree bosses. And overall, yeah, I was just super proud of 2023. Even if it wasn't a lot, I was proud of the overall effort and the quality here. I experimented a lot with my style, with the kind of editing I did, with the shots I used in these videos, and with the CDS video, I tapped back into that personal, emotional core that really defines me. And even though it's not part of 2024, I want to talk about the previous videos that I made this year. Because 2024 Best Of, I think that is my greatest end-of-year highlight so far. I appreciated 2023 in terms of the edits, and especially that sync up with the music bits that I did throughout. And you know, it was very experimental, but it costed a lot of time and effort, and I think I might have been a bit overall exhausted about that. Whereas 2024 didn't have as many complicated highlights, but overall I was happier with because of the pacing of them. So many simple edits, granted, with a lot of text and image edits, but that isn't necessarily wrong, and the pacing of all that, the frequency, the layering of them on top of one another in conjunction with the scene, it added a lot to the video. It made the moments funnier. It added so much character and energy to the video, and I overall enjoyed that. Then there was, of course, the next top 10 on 5th generation monster themes, which I tried to go with a different style with that by making the themes more pronounced. I gave a little bit of silent time, and I overall enjoyed that video. Then there were the next two videos. The Monster Hunter Wilds story video, where I speculated on the story of Wilds, why I thought story was important for Monster Hunter, or why it could be a game changer, and I'm overall proud of that video. I still stand by the thoughts and claims that I had in that video. I still stand by the ideas I shared. And now, in a post-release Wilds world, I am going to make a follow-up. I want to make a follow-up on the actual story of Wilds. I want to answer some of the questions and ideas I posed in that video to say, okay, how right was I? Were any of the ideas I proposed there actually talked about or shown in the game? Was I right in saying that this is a big game changer? Was I perhaps wrong in terms of direction? Did it not turn out how I expected it to? Is the story disappointing? Is the story good? But that's not the big video, because the big video was the Sunbreak retrospective. And back in the 2023 Recollection video, I said that I wanted the review, to come out that year along with the tier list. But again, as I explained in the retrospective, things happened. I won't say I'm proud of how long this video took. Looking back, I do wish I could have gotten it out earlier. I do wish I didn't keep people waiting this long, but that's how it came to be. And I can't blame myself for how I felt. I can't blame myself too harshly on the overall work ethic or the turmoil I was going through. And at the end of the day, regardless of how long it took to come out, I am extremely proud of this video. This is a situation where I can confidently say that, like the CDS video, I will look back upon this for a long time. And I'm proud with saying that I do think this direction, the more emotional, personal core, was better for me in the long run. I am more proud of it this way, rather than if I were to go about it with the Royal Autopsy approach. And who knows, fuck. If I went the Royal Autopsy approach, I'm not even sure I could have gotten that video done, considering it was 21 pages. And having done the CDS video and the retrospective, I think I kind of have an idea of what I want to do in the future, the focus I want to have. How to word this, because like I said at the end of a retrospective, I still want to make videos where I rant and all that, and complain, or talk about things I didn't like in games. But I want to focus on that emotional, personal core at the end of the day. That's the niche I want to carve out for myself in this community, in the content I make. And speaking of what I want to have going forward, what are the videos I want to do this year, and what is my focus for this year in general? Honestly, my focus is much the same as last year. I'm gonna let what happens, happens. Whatever video idea comes to me, whatever focus I want to do for this year, I'm gonna let it happen. And in terms of that, I already have a few ideas in terms of subjects. So, since I already did the retrospective, I want to do a tier list on Sunbreaket's monsters in the form of a live stream. And as for whenever that will come out, maybe sometime this month. That's the kind of idea I have for that right now. Besides that, I also want to stream Hades 2 and Ultra Kill, because both those games got updates while I was working on the retrospective. Besides that, I will say a slight focus I want to have for this year is smaller videos. Because don't get me wrong, I like working on big projects. I like working on 4 or 5 page essays, or even something like the Sunbreak retrospective, but having every video be 18 minutes long, mostly, having it be very seriously edited, and with my kind of brain in editing, where it can be slow, where I'm constantly looking for like new clips, trying to change it every sentence or so, or wanting specific examples of what I bring up, I want to try videos that have less of a editing focus. I want to try more lax videos in terms of the focus and the subject. I want to still talk about some things. In fact, I have an idea right now with talking about The Sacred and how much I like it, and I think for that could be a test of doing a shorter video, like a 10-minute video, so to speak, of just what I like about it. Nothing big, nothing too serious, not gonna be all too heavily edited, just a small little video on The Sacred, and I may do more of that going forward. Besides that, the Blasphemous 2 DLC happened last year. I wasn't able to get the countdown out on the bosses, but that was actually a blessing in disguise because of the DLC. And now that the DLC has been out for a while, I'm gonna say that will be one of the next big projects I work on, the top 13 Blasphemous 2 bosses. You know, like what I did with Blasphemous 1, ranking every boss from least favorite, aka worst, all the way to most favorite, best. Besides that, I have also been playing Wild Hearts before Wilds came out, like I said in the retrospective, and I do want to make some content about that now that I am getting into it again. I want to make 2 videos in particular, another countdown on the kimono of Wild Hearts and how much I enjoyed them, and then a similar retrospective video on Wild Hearts and why I think it deserved so much better from not just the gaming audience or its performance, but also just from EA and its publishers as a whole. Because damn it, man, it did not deserve its fate. Besides that, depending on how things look in terms of Wilds' title updates and release schedule, I want to talk about my favorite monsters from Wilds, because holy shit, this roster is absolutely amazing. And if they keep the quality going in the title updates, it will be even better. I want to see what they do from here on out. I'm currently trying to think up and work on a video in terms of The Last Faith, which is going to be, yet again, another retrospective or kind of review video. In fact, with all these retrospectives going forward, I may just put them in the Royal Autopsy playlist as a whole, or find some new kind of title for them. I don't know, I'll have to see. But other than those ideas I have at the moment, I'm just in the mindset of, again, whatever comes, comes. And overall, I just think I'm in a happy state with my channel. I'm happy with the Monster Hunter content I'm putting out. I'm happy with keeping that as a focus. I'm happy with the side videos I've been doing. I'm happy with the other games I've been playing, and I want to do all that and more. I want to make more Monster Hunter. I want to do more on other games, and I'm excited for whatever ideas approach me in the future. But yeah, I think that's gonna be all for this video before I ramble any further. As always, everyone, I hope you all enjoyed this video and are looking forward to the content in the future, whatever it may be. Also, I will say that if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, comment, share the video around. Just let me know what you thought, all that and more. Hell, even dislike if you want to. It's fine. And then also, I have my Bluesky in the description below, as well as the link to my Discord server. You can check out both of those links if you want to stay up to date on what I've been doing as of recently, the projects I'm working on, any updates I make, or for the Discord server specifically, you know, chat with people there, talk about Monster Wilds, whatever else, you know, all that and more. But yeah, I have been the Monarch of Dragons, and I hope you all have a fantastic day/night wherever you live. Peace and Gulu's Vaults.